I have people come to me all the time with troubleshooting issues for their spreadsheets. In reality, all they're doing is referencing their cells incorrectly. And if you're starting out, this is something that may or may not come to mind, and that's because you're not used to thinking about it, and it's one more step. But it's super important, and it could be the difference between a perfect formula with great results and the formula being good, but the results are actually completely incorrect, and it could cause a lot of issues on your spreadsheet. And there's three different kinds of cell referencing. There's absolute references, and that's when the cell reference location stays the same no matter where the formula goes. There's relative referencing, and that's when the formula moves to a different cell. The reference cell also moves. And then there's mixed referencing, and that's a hybrid between the two. And which one you use will depend on what you're trying to accomplish at the time. So in this video, I'm going to walk you through how to use each one of these different types of referencing with different use cases, and I'm going to show you a trick on how to make your life even easier. If you haven't already, don't forget to subscribe, and let's dive in. Alright, so before I can explain any cell referencing, we need to create a formula. So I'm going to create a sum-ifs formula that looks at our rolling performance results, and I want to see how much each opportunity owner won for each month. And I only want to pay attention to the one, not the pipeline. So I'm going to type equals sum-ifs, open parentheses. First thing we need is a sum range. So I'm going to go back over here to the rolling performance results and select all the amounts in column C. Put a comma. Next thing we need is the opportunity owner. So I'll go ahead, select all of column B, put a comma. Then I'll select the opportunity owner, Alistair Fox, put a comma. Next thing we need is the month. So I'm going to go back to the performance results and select all of column F, put a comma, select column E, and then we need one more condition, so we'll put a comma, go back to our results, and we only want to see the one. So I'll select all of column E, put a comma, and I'll select D2 where it says 1. Now when I press enter, we'll get a result. So we have $4,399 that was won in October of 2024 by Alistair Fox. So that's working exactly as we need it to. If I were to drag this formula down, we're going to get this reference error. And the reason why this happens is because everything is set to a relative reference. So as we shift everything down one cell, all of our references are also shifted down one cell. So instead of pointing to 1, we're pointing to this blank cell here. Instead of pointing to October 2024, we're pointing to this cell, and we're actually using this cell as a sum, so that's why it's not going to work out. And this one goes from Alistair Fox to Aurora Sinclair. This is actually perfect. That's what we want it to do. Now, just to elaborate further, it's designed whenever you drag the formula down to go to the next reference. So this one right here is pointing to D8, which is Beatrix Beaumont. And when I drag that down, it's no longer pointing to D8. Instead, it's pointing to D9. And that's because we want to be able to do that a majority of the time. But as you can see here, that's not always the case. So we need to be strategic about what we want to reference in an absolute way, meaning that that cell will never change no matter what. In a relative way, meaning that it doesn't matter if we drag it over to the right, over to the left, up or down. We want the reference to shift no matter what direction. Or a mixed way, which means that we want the row to stay the same, but we want the column to shift. Or we want the column to stay the same, but we want the row to shift. So we're going to do one more test before we figure out exactly what we want to do. We drag this down, we know that that's not going to work. What about if we drag this over to the right? Even though this doesn't give us a reference error, it gives us a 0. And if we double click here, now it's dragging everything over to the right. So it shifted over to November 2024, which is perfect, that's what we want. Instead of pointing to D2, that pointing to E2. And instead of pointing to Alistair Fox, that's now pointing to 4,399. So that shifted over one to the right as well. So in this case, we have nothing that's a full relative reference. So we're going to do mixed references and absolute references. So you saw with cell D2 that it went down to this blank row when we shifted it down, and it went over to this blank column when we shifted it to the right. And that's because we want this to stay the same no matter where we are in this table. We want it to always point to the result type 1. So to anchor this in, make it an absolute reference, we're going to put a $sign in front of both the column and the row. Now once I press enter, I'll drag this down, and you can see that this did not shift even though everything else did. So that's working perfectly. And the hotkey to add both of these at the same time is F4. So if I click anywhere into the cell and press F4, it will add a $sign before the column and the row. If I press it again, it will only anchor in the row. And if I press it again, it will only anchor in the column. So that's what we call a mixed reference. So if you anchor in the column but not the row will shift up and down depending on where you shift your formula, but the column itself will stay the same. Alternatively, if you anchor in the row, but you don't anchor in the column, then the row will stay the same, but the column that we're referencing will shift depending on where the formula is. And you'll see this live in a second. And finally, if you hit it one more time, now you have a full relative reference and you're good. So you can use the hotkey F4 if you want to make it easier. That's what I do on my normal day-to-day basis. Or if you don't have the ability to press F4, you can simply type the $signs in manually. Now the first thing we're going to do is we want to be able to drag this down. So if you remember, we have this dragging down, which is perfect. We want that to drag down, but we want to always point to the month and we don't want that to drag down. So just for example purposes, let's go ahead and put this as an absolute reference to see what happens. So now if I drag this down, we get the results that we want without any reference errors. And if I double click on something later on, we can see that we're referencing the exact cells that we want to do. But if I were to drag this over, what happens? One, since we made an absolute reference instead of a mixed reference, even though we're trying to reference November of 2024, it's still referencing October of 2024. And then also, since we shifted over one, we're no longer referencing the opportunity owner, Alistair Fox. Now we're referencing a sum. So I'm going to make some more edits. So I'll delete this and go back to our original formula. So we want it to always point to column D, even if we go to the right. So we're going to anchor in column D, but we want to leave the row as a relative reference. That way when I shift down the formula, it points to each one of these opportunity owners. Likewise for the month, we don't want to anchor in the column because we want that to shift over with the formula. But we don't want the row to move, so we want to leave the row as is. So I'll press enter, and now if I drag this formula down, everything works. So now if I drag this formula over, we still get a 0, but it looks like we're pointing to the correct spots. And that's because on this sheet, everything is good when it comes to anchoring things in, but the actual columns that we're looking up from our performance results, those are shifting themselves. So if you look right here, we're looking to sum up column D, where column C is equal to D6. If we go back to our original, this is column C, this is column B, this is column F, and so forth. So I'm going to go ahead and anchor these in with $signs. So I'll click on the first range, click F4, click on the second range, click F4, click on the third range, click F4, and the fourth range, click F4. So now everything should be good to go. So I'm going to go ahead and drag this formula down, and I'm going to drag this formula over. And now we have all of our different results just like that. And everything is pointing to the correct location because everything is anchored in as it should be. So if you're ever looking up a certain value within a certain range, the range that you're looking something up in has to be anchored in with absolute reference, otherwise it will shift. If you have something in a specific cell that you want to use as a condition, so for example, a specific date, a text, whatever, that needs to be an absolute reference as well. If you have something where you want the rows to shift, but you don't want the column to shift, so for example, in this opportunity owner, then it needs to be a mixed reference where the column is anchored in, but the rows are not. And if you want it to be where the row stays the same, but the columns will shift, so for example, these months, then you need to make it where it's a mixed reference where the row is anchored in, but the column is not. And once you have all that said and done, you can drag this formula anywhere in your table, and it will apply the right formula with the right data no matter what. All right, so for a different example, where we're not using the entire column to look something up, but we're using just a specific part of the column, it works a little bit differently. So for example, let's type equals xlookup, and we want to look up this name with this range. This will be a lookup range. Put a comma, and then we want to look up their status, so this will be our return range. And when I press enter, we can see that Declan Murphy is inactive. So if we go here to Declan Murphy, it's inactive. Everything's working well. So now if I drag this formula down, let's see how it goes. We have active, we have inactive, NA, which doesn't make much sense because we have Alistair Fox right here. Caspian Rivers is active, and then we have NA for the rest of these. So this is where a lot of people get tripped up because the name is there, and sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but you know better because you know how to do cell referencing. So if we're looking up the original, we can see that we're looking up this name within this range, and we're returning this range. Now if I go to Aurora Sinclair, this one is working, but you can see that since nothing is anchored in, the name shifted down, which is what we want, but the range also shifted down, and the status also shifted down. Luckily, Aurora Sinclair was still within the range, even though it shifted down, so that's why it's showing up. Same thing for Genevieve Moreau. That shifted down for the name, that's what we want. And again, the lookup range shifted down and the status shifted down, but since Genevieve is still within that range, it still showed up. But as you can imagine, that's not always going to be the case. So we're looking up Alistair Fox, which is perfect, but now Alistair Fox is not within the lookup range and it's not within the return range. So that's why it's giving us an NA. So even though it's in the results, it's not going to show up because it's not within the range that it's currently looking at based off of what you're telling it for that cell. So just like last time, we simply need to go to our lookup range, make it an absolute reference, go to our return range, make it an absolute reference, and now when I drag this formula down, everything is good to go. So if I were to look up this last one, you can see that we're referencing Finian O'Connell, and the name is being looked up within the proper range, and the return range is also proper as well. So everything is great. Now for a hack, whenever you look up something from a table, you can simply type in the name of the table, and you can look it up that way as a fixed data set without having to actually go to it. So for example, just to show you how a table is created, I'm going to select this, go to Format, Convert to Table, and now we have this table. And I'll name this table as example. So now I can type equals name, and you can see the example table right here. Press enter, and it's going to go with the same order that it was before with the same rows and everything like that. And what's great with this is since it's a named range, if I were to drag this over to a different column, it's still going to work because we're still referencing the same table. So this is a hack that you can use for your advantage. So we're going to type equals XLOOKUP. We'll select name, we'll put a comma, and then we're going to type in name. And this one, we want to look up the name from the roster, so it'll be roster name. And we want to return the status, so we'll type status. And once again, we want to look this up from the roster. So I'll press enter, and now we don't have to worry about dragging any of that down. Everything is automatically there. And just like I mentioned before, you don't actually even have to go to that table. If you know the names of it, you can simply type it in. So for example, instead of referencing rolling performance result C, I'm going to type in amount. And I know that rolling performance is the name of that table, and the amount converted is what we want. So I'll change that. Now for D6, this is the opportunity owner. So I'll switch this over to opportunity owner. And this one's called result date. So rolling performance, result date. And finally, result type. And you can also just type part of a name even if it doesn't start with that too. So for example, I put type. We want the result type, so I'll click that. And now I can press enter and it will work the same exact way. But since we're referencing a table and the spreadsheet knows where that table is, we don't have to worry about anchoring in these ranges that we're looking up like we did before because it's not going to shift with the formula. You'll still have to make sure you're anchoring in anything that's not on the table. So for example, these conditions, D6, E4, D2, but it's less work for you and it keeps things nice and tidy because you know exactly what you're looking at without ever setting foot on that other sheet. All right, so now you're a master of cell referencing, so you know how to do the absolute reference, a relative reference, and a mixed reference, and you know when each type of referencing should be used. So now you're ready to have accurate results on your next spreadsheet. If you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to subscribe. And as always, let me know if you have any questions and like and comment for more.